Hey everyone, this is Alecia Godfrey with Keller Excel Realty coming to you Friday morning, June 3rd, with a little bit of a market update for Central Ohio. And it's a good update in many ways, but also a cautionary tale for some of you that have played the I'm gonna wait card. So let me start by saying our inventory levels are still really low. Our builders are not able to keep up with the demand, partially because of supply issues and partially because of labor issues. So they cannot build enough houses right now because we don't have enough people to build them, or the supplies are delayed and it's slowing down their time frames, and they're having to kind of limit the number of homes that they're building per community per month. So when you have builders that can't keep up with demand, and then you have existing homes in low inventory because we don't have enough homeowners willing to put their house on the market right now, what you have is a demand issue, not a bubble that's going to burst, but a literal demand issue. So we have too many buyers for the number of homes that we have. However, we are starting to see that inventory tick up. So for example, this year, at the same time last year, we were 11.3% less than what we have now. So an 11% increase in inventory is awesome. Of that inventory we have on the market, 80% of the homes are being purchased versus 83% of the homes being purchased last year. So you can see, it still matters that you have a great product when you market it, because not every house sells. So which houses aren't selling? Typically it's the overpriced ones. So for sellers out there, I would tell you there's 3 pricing strategies you can take: price low, price medium or proper or where it should appraise at, or price high and hope for the best. For those of you that are pricing super high based on where you hope the market will take you to, I feel like those are the homes where we're seeing the price reductions. And nationwide, it's about 19.3% of homes are seeing price reductions right now. So if you overprice, your house may not sell, which is why you should bring in a realtor to give you a true opinion of value and a marketing plan. But that's a separate conversation for a separate day. So something that has hurt home sales is the rising interest rates. So this time last year, interest rates were right around 3%. The same time this year, interest rates are 5% or more. So if you were out shopping for a house last year and you had a $400,000 max budget and you had a 3% interest rate, and the houses you were looking at had about $6,000 in annual taxes, and you planned to put 5% down, your monthly mortgage payment was going to be right around $2,500 with taxes and insurance and PMI and everything else rolled in there. Well, now, because the interest rate has gone up to 5%-ish, in order to get a $2,500 a month payment, you're really shopping closer to $325 to $327, somewhere in that ballpark. It has taken a huge toll on our buyers and what they can actually afford as far as a monthly payment goes. So if you're thinking, let's price my house super high, I want you to remember that buyers are feeling that impact on the other side. And so something's got to give somewhere, and this could be the correction. I know I've been talking to a lot of my realtor friends over the last month and a half or so, and we've all been saying that we are starting to see a little bit of a shift. Not a burst, not a pop. This is not 2008, 2009. This is not, the great issues that we saw in 2008, 2009. This is purely supply and demand. And what has happened is that the Fed is kind of influencing and pushing those interest rates up as a way to equal out this market a little bit, so that we don't continue to see housing prices climb at ridiculous rates. So is it still a great time to sell? Absolutely yes. Is it still a good time to buy? Yes, the best time to buy is always yesterday or today, because tomorrow, who knows what we'll have. But if you continue to wait, we are anticipating that the interest rates could go up 1 to 2 more times this year. So I would not encourage you to wait if you are a buyer in hopes that this will all turn around. There is something called a refinance. So if the interest rate is high when you buy, you can always refinance to a lower interest rate. And that is what we saw a ton of people do last year when the interest rates were at 2 to 3%. But historically speaking, even if our interest rates get to 6, we are still way lower than where we have been. My parents and other people can tell you, if you bought a house in the 70s, they were at 18% interest rates. So we're crying about 5s and potentially 6s in the future. But when you stop and think about it, credit cards have insanely high interest rates and people don't seem to balk at paying those. And car payments, have insanely high interest rates, and those are depreciating assets. But your house is something that you can live in and that appreciates in value. And we are still seeing record appreciation. Even if things don't go amazing this year, they're still anticipating 10% appreciation on your house. Now, last year was 18%, but if you can still get 10% appreciation this year, that's amazing. And the average back in the day, before all of this inventory supply issue arose, we would still see 3 and 4% appreciation per year. So it's still a great time to buy a house. It's still a great time to sell a house. If you have specific questions, call me 614-579-8907, or you can text me at that number as well. You're always welcome to email me your questions at aliciagodfrey@kw.com.